Ladies and gentlemen, today in this video, I've got 8 tips to help you stop drinking alcohol. The tips that I'm going to share with you today, they're not just things that I've just pulled out of thin air. I've applied these tips in my own life, and I've applied them for the past 1,000 days where I've not drank. It's been about 1,000 days. I don't really count. It's something like that. But they're also tips that I've used on members of the Sober Clear program. And at this point, I've worked with hundreds of people now, and really I've helped a ton of people get 100% control of their drinking. And if you see the people on the screen now, these are some of the members of the program, and these are tips that I've shared with them, and I'm also going to share them with you. So by the end of this video, you're literally going to have a battle plan. You're going to have a game plan to get your drinking under control, because if you're anything like me, it helps to follow a system, and this video is going to be that system. These are 8 simple things to apply. So by the end of this video, you are literally going to have things to do to help you on your journey. So do make sure to watch this full video. And just before we get into it, guys, do make sure to drop me a comment letting me know how long you've not drank for. Have you already embarked on this journey, or have you not even stopped drinking? Just let me know in the comments and I'll be responding to everybody. Just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to the free video training showing you how to control your drinking without AA or willpower, click the link in the description. I'll be showing you how to use the mental model called first principles thinking to get control of your drinking. I'll be talking about the 5 critical mistakes that 90% of drinkers make, and I'll also be sharing the 2 phases of becoming sober clear. You do not want to miss that training video. It will change your mindset around drinking forever, so you can start getting your health, career, confidence, and relationships back on track. Click the link in the description for instant access. So, the very first thing that I'm going to recommend for you, and this is one of the best things that I ever did, and it's to write the pain pleasure list. Now, if you've read any kind of self-improvement books before, you might have heard of this before, but we're all motivated by either moving away from pain or moving toward pleasure. And it's no different when it comes to stopping drinking, because stopping drinking is basically those 2 things together. When we stop drinking, we remove an extremely painful thing, and when we stop drinking, we're able to go towards much more pleasurable things. So what is really a great idea is to actually get this down on paper. It's to sit down, grab a pen and paper, grab a drink, whatever, and get some music on, and really just sit through and think of all the reasons why alcohol is causing you pain, and all the way that your life can be better as a result of not drinking. So you might want to write about the pain, and you might want to write about how you're not waking up feeling good, you're not showing up for your kids, you're not showing up in your relationship. You might want to write about the bad things, and you know what? It's going to cause a little bit of pain. It's not going to be that nice to look at. You're not going to look at that list and go, yay, it's probably going to cause a little bit of turmoil. Then on the other side of the piece of paper is you can write about the pleasurable things. If you were to stop drinking, what changes would happen? What good things would happen to you? And maybe that means that you'll start developing a better relationship with people around you. You'll start to be a better leader. You might make more money. Your health might be better. You might start losing fat. Just start writing about the good things that can happen. And this can be a really good reminder for you when you're, a few weeks into your journey. You can look back and go, oh yeah, okay, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. And not only that, but yeah, sure, it gives you an idea of what you're moving away from, but it also starts getting you to think about the future and what you might be moving toward. Because that's really the trick to stopping drinking, right? It's understanding alcohol on a logical level, it's doing the first principles thinking, it's doing the mindset work, and then it's all about going forward. It's about going towards something better. So this list can just be a great little kickstart into going through that process. And the second tip that I've got for you, it just goes a bit deeper. So what it's all about is about finding your why. And what I mean by this is to really find out why you were committed to this journey. Now, if you've done the first exercise, some ideas are going to be kind of coming up. And what I would really urge is that you find a few of the things that you might have found in the pain and pleasure list and really expand on them and get it down and maybe come up with 10, 15, 20 reasons why you were committed to this journey. For me, that was things like, wanting to have a business. I wanted to be able to move to Asia. I didn't want to have to rely on people. I didn't want to have to ask my family for money. I wanted to provide money to my family. It was the other way around. And I started writing about these reasons, and these are big motivators. Alcohol really can stop us from reaching that potential. It can really stop us from stepping up and being the person that we want to be. And it's really important to think through this stuff and really just decide why you want to do it. So it's going to be an extremely, extremely valuable exercise. And yeah, do you know what? If it's hard, then it probably means that you do need to think about this stuff and really come up with some reasons why you want to do it. Now, the third tip that I've got for you, it's all about your mindset around alcohol. And what I really urge you to do is break things down from first principles. Now, obviously, I speak about this mental model on the channel in probably every single video, and I'm not going to stop because this mental model will change everything for you. What it means is that you need to break down everything that you think that you know about alcohol. And you can do this through a variety of means. You can take courses, you can watch videos like this one, you can listen to other people that don't drink alcohol, and you can do a lot of introspection. You can really just reflect and ask yourself big, important questions. And the idea of first principles thinking is to break a problem down into all of its component parts. And then you basically put them back together to create a new worldview, which is the real worldview, right? It's not doing an educated guess, it's breaking things down to its fundamental parts and putting them back together. Now, when it comes to stopping drinking, that was the thing that just changed my life. It was ignoring society, it was ignoring, the general knowledge or whatever you want to call it, and it was developing my own understanding of the problem. And it's what I teach people in the Sober Clear program, and it's something that, you might just want to use what I've explained and go ahead and do it yourself. And I know that so many people comment on these videos saying that this mental model has also changed their life, so I know that it works, it is awesome, it works. I can't say 100% of the time, but it works. And if you have used this mental model, do let me know in the comments below, let me know how that worked for you. And let's continue. Now, the fourth tip that I've got for you guys is to go all in with your decision. Now, if I was to start this video off saying that should be the first tip, tip number one is to go all in with your decision, it wouldn't really make sense. Because for you to decide to not drink alcohol and to be a non-drinker, you kind of have to go through the other things. You need to understand the pain that it's causing you, the things that you want to achieve. You need to understand your why. You need to do the first principles thinking to understand alcohol on a logical level. And then we need to go all in with the decision. There's a process that kind of leads up to going all in as a non-drinker. So I know for some people that are watching this, you won't quite understand that. You might be a little bit turned off by this idea. You might be thinking, I don't want to go all in with my decision. I want to be able to control it. I want to be able to have one or two here and there, which is cool, but at the end of the day, if you want to be happy about being a non-drinker, you need to commit fully. You need to go all in. You can't leave a mental room for error. It's just got to be a decision, like an all-in decision. And this only works when you've done the kind of the pre-work up to the decision point. But when you make that decision, you're going all in. It's a commitment. The same way that when you turn the shower on in the morning and you step into the shower, you're not testing it. You're not like having a bit of a shower. You're getting in the shower. As soon as you kind of turn that shower on, you know that you're going to get in it. And when you make a decision to not drink, it just becomes so much easier because there's no fight, there's no battle, there's no kind of wishy-washy lifestyle. It's like, I'm good, I'm done, I'm all in. So that is my fourth tip, and it's to commit fully. And the fifth tip is to really define what you want out of your life. Now, most stop drinking programs out there, they get you to kind of go to the past. So you're going to make amendments to people, or you might have to look at trauma, you might have to do some therapy, talk about your childhood. And I'm not saying that this stuff is not important, right? There's plenty of people that need to do that work. They do need to make amendments to people. Maybe they have been out of control. They might need to go to the past and look at trauma. And I'm not discrediting these things. They are important, but at the same time, there's got to be a focus on the future. There have to be things to go towards. So you've really got to define what's next. And I'm not saying that you need to have a grand plan to go and build a crazy business and have 10 kids and travel the whole world in 6 months. But if you want to do that over 5 years, then, you need to kind of start forming a vision of what you want next. Now, a great way to define what you want out of life is just to write about your dream and to create kind of like a 5-year vision. Like, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Because you're going to end up there, right? So you might as well try and have an idea of where you want to go. So start writing about that stuff. Where do you want to live? Who do you want to live with? Do you want children, or do you want your children to be at a different school? What kind of sport do you want to be doing? What do you want to be doing for your health? Do you want to be meditating? Do you want to be working with coaches? Do you want to be starting your own business? Do you want to be building your current business? Do you want to be progressing in your career? Write about where you want to be in 5 years, and also don't be afraid to dream big, because when you don't drink, you can start really making progress towards bigger goals. I know if you're in your early days, that might sound a little bit scary and a little bit out there, but trust me, when you don't drink for months on end, things just get better and better and better and better. And what happens is you get more and more and more self-belief that you can make these kind of things happen, that you can actually get to these big destinations, which at first seem quite scary. The life that I've made for myself, now I've not been drinking for such a long time, is just night and day compared to what it was. But I always had this as a vision. I had this from a vision from pretty much day one. I knew that I wanted to go to Asia. I knew that I wanted to work online. I knew I wanted to live in this kind of place that I live in now. I knew I wanted to make the kind of money that I make now. And this was all part of my vision. And I had this very early on. I didn't know exactly how it would play out, but I knew what I wanted. And the universe, it has this amazing way of kind of shifting around and doing amazing things when you know exactly what you want and you go towards it. Most people don't know what they want, so they end up with not very much. But when you're very clear and you know exactly what you want, it becomes a lot easier to get. And this kind of reconnects with your why as well. But yeah, you want to flesh it out, try and create a 5-year vision, try and create a plan to go towards. Which leads me to the sixth point, and it's to really just aim to get 1% better every single day. That 5-year plan of yours may seem very far-fetched, it may seem very far out, and instead of putting a lot of pressure on yourself and really saying like, why am I not there yet, it's just to aim to get 1% better every single day. Now, it's something that I still apply today, and it's like, when I started this YouTube channel, the videos weren't like this. They might have had like a lot of mistakes, audio mistakes, spelling errors, whatever. The thumbnails might not have been as nice, the titles might not have been as nice, but what I've just tried to do is just get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And I don't overwhelm myself. I just try and see like a few things to improve, and it's the same with training, it's the same in my relationship, it's the same in the program that I've created, in the Sober Clear program. It's always like, how can I just tweak it to be a little bit better all the time? And because when you don't drink, things compound, right? It's not like you're taking 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back and 1 step forward and 5 steps back. Things just keep getting better and better and better and better. So just aim to get a little bit better every single day. Just aim for that 1% of improvement. And that might just mean, waking up 10 minutes earlier, drinking a little bit more water, walking 10,000 steps, and that's it. And then the next week you might do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So just aim to get a little bit better every single day. Which leads me to tip number 7, and it's to really get accountability. Now, don't be afraid to invest in yourself when you stop drinking. This is something that I've done, and it has really changed my life in such a huge way. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars now on coaching programs, personal training, and the reason why I do this is because it works. Like if I put money into something that's going to benefit me as a person and improve me in some way, I know that that's going to pay dividends for the rest of its life. It's not like putting money into the stock market and hoping that something comes out of it. When you invest into yourself, it's different because you're responsible for getting the return on the investment, right? You go into a program, somebody teaches you a new thing or a new skill or a new way to live, or they give you some accountability in improving an area of your life. If you take that seriously, you will have those gains forever. So that's why I'm not afraid to invest in myself, because I see more long term now. And I watched that in a video actually. Somebody taught me that, somebody explained why he wouldn't like be shy of spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a coaching program if he taught him something that would benefit him for 30 years. Why would he not pay that? It was a lot cheaper than figuring it out for himself. But at the same time, coaching also can give you some layer of accountability, and who doesn't want accountability? Now the Sober Clear program, maybe for you, maybe not. Maybe you just want to focus on fitness and get a health coach. Maybe you want to focus on spirituality, get a meditation coach. The Sober Clear program is obviously got the alcohol element, but then it's more like a full compass of self-improvement where we focus on all different areas. It's not just about one thing. So if you want more details on that, just head over to soberclear.com. There'll be some reviews, there'll be a few videos to watch, you can apply for the program, and so on. And the final tip that I've got for you guys, it's not to dwell on the past. Don't beat yourself up. Don't look at the past and say, why am I not further ahead? Why are the people around me that are doing better than me? Instead, just focus on the here and now. Focus on what is in your control. Because when you do that, things are just going to get better and better and better and better. Hope this helped. Have a great day.